Josh, and yeah. Do we press the arrow?
Put it down, the microphone, the arrow keys on the keyboard.
Okay, so how many of you have played a classical instrument before? So a good amount. And how many of you regularly listen to classical music? So like a lot less. So classical music is something that's not really prevalent in modern society. So it's something we wanted to do a project on because it's really great. So when we were thinking of something to do on classical music, something that's new to us. So both of us have played an instrument before. We both play instruments. He plays piano, I play violin. And while we like know how to play the music, we haven't really gone into the theory of it and like how it's made. So we're thinking about like composition and yeah. So what we did was a couple minute long composition of the basic structure ABAC format, which is we start off with a simple melody with a basic chord progression. Then it changes to the next section, which is like a counter melody. Then it returns back and then ends with something new. So the way we went by composing this, was we started off with like a basic structure, like researching chord progressions and certain like cadences, and then we finished by creating a melody on top.
Yeah, so just want to add something. We originally wanted to make a symphony, like a full-on symphony, like what would like Bach or like Mozart make, but it just proved to be too much. We probably weren't experienced enough to do that.
So, and then we had a violin and piano duet, that was our thing. So then, through our composition, our goal was to have a more in-depth understanding of the music that we play and to experience the process of composing a piece, which can be applied to like learn anything else. So some struggles we had was like in the beginning, we didn't really know much about theory, so we had to research a lot, and then once we learned about the different structures, something really interesting was that a lot of the emotions that come through music is really mathematical. So different, like all of this, they're essentially like formulas. So there's, to end a phrase, there's like different types of cadences, such as a plagal cadence, which is from a fourth of the scale to 1. And then there's authentic, which is 5-1, which is the classic. And then there's a deceptive cadence when you want to indicate a change in color in the piece, when you think it's going to end, and then you go to a different harmony. So at first it was really difficult for us because we didn't really know any of this stuff. So yeah, like more knowledge, like was good. So, and then another thing that was difficult was like trying to come up with a good melody, like creativity, essentially. So what we did was we listened to many great composers like Bach, Schubert, Mendelssohn, especially Schubert because like his songwriting is like legendary. But so we tried to pick up on their like patterns, like rhythm patterns and different types of like harmonies. And from that, I think we were able to come up with like a successful melody. So then like what Stravinsky, he's a great Russian composer, what he said was, good composers don't imitate, they steal. So what we tried to do was try to take their ideas and make it our own. So.
Yeah, so here's like a product. So like this was like a short snip of like a part of our A section. So I first started out with a little like melody in the violin, and I paired that with a harmonizing in the right hand of the piano. So these two lines would harmonize with each other, and I would use my piano left hand to help support the bass. And and so, and in the ending, I worked to create a perfect ending, so you would have the 5 chord go into the first chord.
Which is an authentic cadence.
And so, why we wanted to really do this, so we knew that, what's researching, we knew that classical music has a lot of benefits for people, like both emotionally and like physically. So it can help you like decrease your blood pressure, relieve stress, and like decrease depression and pain. So it can be really helpful when you really need to get a project done, like read it, or like try to study for a test or something. And this really sparks creativity and also boosts your memory. Also like modern music was really from the classical music people, like it really came from them, like Schubert, Bach, and Mozart. They were all huge geniuses who like were the ancestors of like what we have today in terms of music. So like examples of some famous artists who incorporated great classical music, like Coldplay. They had their song Clocks, which starts with a like really great piano section, and Adele, she uses piano in her songs like Someone Like You or like Hello, and One Republic, they have a really good cello start in the song like Secrets. And so conclusion, classical music is really cool. We learned a great deal through this by like attempting to compose, and we really suggest that you try to listen to this more often.
And also, like, if you guys want to compose, you can try it too. It doesn't take much knowledge at first. Like, unlike learning an instrument, which takes a lot of like muscle memory that takes years to develop, this is something that it's all theory, so you can learn it yourself. And it's really fun.
I'm excited.
I think it was like learning, like trying to get a deeper understanding of music, cause like, yeah, pretty much we play, but we didn't know much theory beforehand. Yeah.
After doing this project, do you guys ever try to compose more or like
Yeah, I think so, cause like, it was actually really fun, and then like, seeing something as like something you made, and then you're like, oh, I made that. It's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, personally, I think I improved a lot in like making music through this.
Did you guys record you guys playing or did you guys
Oh, no, we haven't done that. No, we could though.
This one goes off with awesome. Like, there's a suggestion that like you guys should probably like record this playing that snippet and post on your blog because it would be pretty cool to listen to.
Yeah, we can